Okay, everybody. Well, let's turn this on. There we go. We are on that one too. That's a audio recording. So good morning, everybody. It is Saturday morning. That's when you're tuned in, right? So also, I'm just get it out right now. There's going to be this audio recording on my second channel. That is BATJAC J.W. radio show, as well as on Patreon. So those of you that follow me on Patreon, you guys have been checking out some of the content there. There's been a lot of exclusive content that has only been on Patreon. And of course, it's all free. None of it is any charge to you to check it out. But if you want to go on there and check out the Patreon page, support the Patreon page, it's greatly appreciated as always. So let's get the morning started. I got something really cool to show you. Some people are going to think I'm absolutely crazy and think that just like they're just going to shake their head. They're going to dislike the video. They're going to leave nasty comments. They're going to say you're just you're a fool. What? Guess what? I don't care. All right, let's get started. I wrote down everybody's some things for the comments and everything like that. So, okay. Scott F. We starting off with Scott F. Scott F. Yes, I have a little something to show you too. Something that's going to make an appearance here. 454 Packer. I got Eli Faust, Jeffrey Richardson, Bob Hartman, Bernard Flood, and we got Mad Murphy. 1961's been doing a lot of comments lately. That's awesome. I'm always excited to see new faces or new comments from different people. Maybe you've always been watching and just haven't commented, but it's always awesome. Velvet Brick, he says, where's the posters? Because basically what has happened is I have not found a proper way to actually hang the posters on this wall. I don't want to tack anything to the wall or drive nails through the wall, so I'm actually in search for trying to figure out how to get them up there with a different type of, I'm just going to look for some sort of double stick tape or something that's going to be a lot better than what I have been using. And this actually is a funny story. It goes all the way back with my friend back home in Hawaii. He used to always try to tack stuff on a wall, like posters and stuff. And like throughout the night, you hear that. And that was the poster and the tape peeling off the wall and then it falling and possibly getting damaged. So that's what I'm waiting for. I'm just waiting for the proper way to put them up. Then I'm going to put up all the posters. Plus, I have a really cool vintage poster that I want to put up that my good buddy Dirty Dan gave to me as a housewarming gift. So I can't wait to get that hung up. But I gotta figure out a way to get that up there. That's gonna be a whole nother project because it weighs a good 10 or so pounds. But it's super cool. I can't wait to show that to you guys. Okay, Baron K, Andy Betts. I have Peppered 88, 3 Wolves 4570. That's all 3 Wolves 4570. And, okay, so I got some other ones. Bryce P. seems to think that, I'm sorry, can't hear me or whatever. Check out the audio recordings. Maybe that'll help you out. The audio recording is, up there. But, hey, you're either here or you're not. There's nothing much I can do. I can't force people to watch my stuff. I don't force people to watch my stuff. So, Arizona Ghost Riders, Crazy Scotsman, and my question to you, where are you, Joe P.? Joe, where are you, Joe? You have not tuned in, and I have not seen you on Patreon recently, so where are you, Joe? You in there somewhere? Joe? All right. Maybe I got to send him something. Get him to go into his mailbox. Okay. So, a little bit about me. This is a cool pen that I got from a police officer out here. He makes these pens. Mr. McGee. Cool. It actually writes really well. I've been doing some scribbling and stuff like that. But a little bit about me. I've always been like a creator. I've always loved creating stuff. In school, I tell you, I just loved messing around with stuff. And one of my favorite subjects in high school was ceramics. I loved ceramics. I created all kinds of stuff during ceramics, and I would constantly be doing something. And one of the other things too, like I mean, this may even go back to the time where when I was just a young kid, youngster, my father, we watched this movie called Phantasm. Some people may know it, some people they just don't know it. But it's a movie that came out in, I think, 78 or something. But then it drifted onto the 80s. I think it was in 88 when Phantasm 2 came out. The ball is back. I think that's what the poster says. But one of my favorite sci-fi series of all time, really. In it, one of the main characters, now spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, I don't know. I don't want to spoil the movie for you. But in it, the guy takes 2 double-barreled shotguns, puts them together, and cuts them at a wedge like this in the front. So he's got a 4-barreled shotgun. It's known as the Reggie Quadmaster or something like that. But I just like, man, I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like, my dad wound up going out to the shed. And if I remember right, so we took PVC pipes, put them together, cut that angle, spray painted them, and then made sure that they could fit old shot hulls in the back, shells, the ones that we just found, picked them up, off the ground or something like that. Made sure they could fit in the back so I could take them out, put them in, act like I was loading the thing. I think we mounted like a crossbow handle on the bottom of the thing, and then so I had literally this like made up looking 4-barreled shotgun thing, that I had. Of course, it didn't break down or anything. It just on the back, it just loaded the shells. But I played with that thing all the time. Right? So, and I've done things like that. I've gone outside and I come from the generation where kids, we used to, we went into the forest and in the woods and took branches and things that maybe looked like little machine guns and stuff and ran around, chased each other with stuff and throwing mud balls at each other. Yeah, just stuff we did. So I remember, even going in the backyard and in my grandpa's place, and I remember making a big old like clown-looking mallet, hammer and stuff. I was always putting stuff together. Even my parents, they said, when you're really young and grandpa's always working in the house, you run around with a hammer and trying to like bang up stuff. And so I guess I've always been that guy with just I got the toolbox and let's get going. You really want to disarm me, take away my toolbox and Ace Hardware, right? So it led me to doing just creating. I always like, hey, my brain was always thinking like, how can I make that? How can I do that? Those of you who have been following the channel a long time, you know about my John Wayne grips. John Wayne, the Duke and everything, just the aged yellow ivory grips that he supposedly had. But they were actually not ivory. They come to find out they were made of Catalin, according to the article, and they were just tea-stained by the Duke himself. That's supposed story. Don't know how much of that is actually true. But if you even look on the curators, NRA, museum guys, when they actually pulled the thing out from the collection and stuff, they actually show you the grips. They are just plastic grips. So, that whole story and everything. So that I'm not going to rehash that because that's already on my big 4th of July anniversary. Check out the video of the anniversary of BATJAC J.W. because we just made 4 years on YouTube, right? Thank you very much for clapping. So check that out. That's on there. But so I've always been that creator guy. One of the other things, I was looking into Freddy Krueger. I love Freddy Krueger. I grew up with that stuff, so that's just that's my thing. So when I started looking at it, I said, well, I would like to have that glove, and what I saw in the stores during Halloween time was kind of like, that's kind of funky. So I went to Ace Hardware and stuff, and all on my own, figured out how to make a Freddy Krueger glove. That's just me. That's what I did. This is actually the Dream Master glove, which is part 4. That's my favorite one because they changed it up a little bit, and then I came up with that. Then, of course, part 1 is a little bit different. So I made that one and made a part 1 glove with the simulated steak knives for the blades on there. Of course, none of them are sharp; they're all dull. But just stuff like this. That's just me. I'm a creator. Always like doing stuff, and then of course, jumping on YouTube and now creating stuff on YouTube and doing videos. I always like that. It's just super fun. So, with a recent story that had happened on here that some of you have been following, that when I got that Inland 1911, that was the other previous thing we talked about. When I got it, it was just like not really too happy with that. I'm not happy with what Inland did, which is change, or that's the question. Is it really Inland making these things? But they changed that finish to that lighter parkerizing to like this, just a flat black finish. And it was like, that's not really the way they used to look. The way they used to look was actually awesome and correct. But they do that. So, being I was not happy with it, I decided to spray paint mine. And, you know, that made it, that gun, that much more cooler to me. And of course, like my Rooster shooter that I bought, that's from Cimarron, that's a John Wayne replica. That one there, I did my own rust finish on it, so that thing looks like nobody else's one. And that's really my thing. I always thought, well, how can I make I always wanted something of my own that would look unlike anybody else's one. I wanted something unique, something that's like, it wasn't something somebody else could have or something. So that was like some of the influence too. Like that also is the influence with some of the grips that I make. Each grip is different. Each one is different. It's got a different color to it. It's got a different swirl to it. There's all kinds of differences in it. That makes it really cool. That makes it kind of unique and unique to my own thing. Also, what else have we done? I forgot, this is still down there. If you're kind of wondering what this is all about, their video, stay tuned for the next movie time with this guy, BATJAC J.W. Movie time is coming around again. So we're going to get to talk about some cool movies and whatnot. And it kind of involves that paper. Some people may, what is going on with this channel? But you'll get it. I'm really just thrilled and so pleased that so many of you understand my connection with film and movies and the connection between those movies and the things like firearms that I buy and stuff like that. I've always liked the old school movies. There's something about the old school stuff that it just gets me. I love that stuff. In old school weaponry and stuff like that, I mean, these are just super cool. They may not be the most practical or whatever for application, especially this one. This one's a prop we made. We made it into a prop knife because it's been dulled and it doesn't poke or I mean, I guess it has a little bit of a tip for stabbing it into like the table or something. But there's no blade on it or edge. So this is a prop knife that we use. In fact, this actually just appeared in an Arizona Ghost Riders video that I stole from my channel. So check out the second channel there, the BATJAC JW's radio show channel. That video is up there where it's Santee cheaps out and gets a discount dentist, and that discount dentist kind of scares Santee away a little bit. So I love doing that kind of stuff, and so that was used in there. And actually, other awesome news is a couple of my firearms I just lent over to be in a film, an independent film that's being filmed out here in Arizona. Awesome stuff. So I got 3 of my firearms that are going to be featured in that movie. That's going to be so awesome. I can't wait till that shows up, and I can't wait to see it. So I will fill you guys in on that when that finally gets done up and everything like that, and I get them back, and I'll put them on the table and show you guys that, yeah, these guns are actually featured in an independent movie. That is just like, oh man, that's so cool, because that's it for me, man. It's films, it's movies. I just absolutely, I love it. I just love it. I should probably just go to Hollywood and just go do that, because I would be happier than just anything. That I would love to be in the movie business, because that would just be amazing. That's I love films because I love movies, because they're just, to me, they're magical. They're time capsules. They're magical. They make people feel there's so many levels of emotion that they can convey through just the TV screen, just by people's acting, just by people portraying characters that we fall in love with, or we resent. Like, there's so many movies where You know, it's like, take Schindler's List. Ralph Fiennes. He plays a despicable character in that movie. You just can't stand him. But then you watch him in like the latest James Bond movies where he's M, and you're just like, wow, he's actually a pretty cool guy. It just shows you the levels that he's acting. It's pretty cool, like, to see that. You know, where else can you pop in the tape and watch John Wayne? And there's the Duke, bigger than life, right there on your TV screen. You know, just throw the tape in, and there it is. Boom, there's John Wayne. You know, throw another tape in. There's Humphrey Bogart and Edward G. Robinson right there on your TV screen, and their voices are carrying out throughout your living room. Awesome stuff. So that's just really cool. All right, so get down to the main event here of the radio show. Okay, yes, the main event. Everybody's going, what have you done? Yeah, we know you've gone bonkers already. So, okay, what have I done? Okay, let's see. How do we go about this? Well, we're just going to go out and say it. I got something new here that maybe might intrigue some people. It's a 1911. It's a 1911. Wow, have we seen that 1911 before? You have seen this 1911 before. You may not recognize it. You may be looking at that going, I don't know what that is. Is that a 1911? That sure is. But which one is that? This is my Kimber 1911 Desert Warrior, but it's no longer tan. Yes, because I decided to spray paint it. Now wait! I know, now that before you make that comment, before you start bashing on me, or a lot of you would say, that's pretty cool, like I did. Okay. Remember something. Spray paint is not permanent. No. Spray paint is not permanent. I could take this thing just as easy as I painted it. Take it, throw it in a bucket, throw some paint thinner in there, and wash it all off. And voila. It's back to its old original flavor. Okay? So that's what's cool about this, is it's not permanent. There's a lot of people that do this on the internet. There's a lot of people that do it. I've done this so many times in so many different guns that it just doesn't really get me anymore. So this thing was once flat dark earth or tan or something, and I originally, yeah, that's what I bought it for. That reason, I bought it because I didn't have anything like that. I thought it was kind of a cool thing at the time. It was like, yeah, that's kind of neat. It's like tan, a tan 1911. That's kind of neat. That little nostalgia thing, or whatever you want to call it, that little trend wore off for me. And the more and more I looked at it, the more I was like, yeah, I really don't like that color anymore. Of course, you know, with the idea that I can just change it back. Of course, now some people just go and pay to go get things Cerakoted. I'm your regular, you know, low income guy. I don't have a ton of money. There's so many, you know, when I want something, I usually have to try to figure out what I'm going to sell to get the money to go buy something new. And which at this point, I can't afford anything new. In fact, I've been selling a lot of my stuff, just getting rid of it to get some money back in the bank account. You know, I mean, I just recently had to fix something on my car that you know, took some money from me. So, you know, stuff like that is like a lot more important than, you know, just run around trying to buy a new toy. So what also kind of drove me to this again here, so I changed it. I wanted it to be a little bit different than just an all black finish on it. So I did a darker gray for the frame and a flat black for the slide. And it's actually supposed to be flat black, which is strange because it looks like it kind of has a gloss look to it. So I don't know, maybe it's because it's fresh paint, I don't know. But beauty of the Arizona sun, this stuff just like finishes up real quick out there. So, but yeah, and now I will give you a little hint something. What also what I got the idea. I stole the idea from Larry Vickers. I don't know if you know Larry Vickers, but he runs a YouTube channel, and he's got this Vickers Elite Custom Wilson Combat 1911, and his is similar like this. It's similar color. I'm not the stuff. The color is similar. So I stole the color idea kind of a little bit because I liked it. I thought it was like, kind of cool. Like, hey, look at that. He's got that kind of cool finish. So, you know, I like to do that. Again, back to me being a creator and doing that kind of stuff. I like creating and doing things like that. So I just kind of thought, ooh, that's kind of cool. I could change the color of my gun and do that my own BATJAC J.W. finish. Like, you know, it's like, yeah, well, you know, they got the, you know, custom finish on it and everything like that. Well, yeah, I did it myself. And so it's cool. I'm gonna roll with that for a while, and it made me, you know, it makes me like the gun a little bit now, more lately. Because like I said, the fact that it was that desert tan, it wore off on me. It ran its course, and I just didn't really care for it anymore. It was like, yeah, that's cool, but it's that one. So now it's kind of like having a brand new toy. It really is. It's like, wow, now look at that. It got, you know, let's change the color on it. They put different grips on it, so it makes it kind of cool. So it's like having a new toy. So instead of going out and spending, you know, $600 or something or more that I definitely do not have, no, I spent $6 and painted it, and now I got something new and cool, so I can play with it. So anyway, that's the way it rolls, right? So all right. Now that you've done for some of you that are still standing, that, you know, some people go, oh my God, he just painted a Kimber 1911. He's completely lost it. I'm unsubscribing now. No, just, you know, just remember, it's not permanent. It's not like I totally, you know, ruined this gun. I think it looks really cool myself, because it just, guess what? I mean, does your Kimber Desert Warrior look like that? But no, it's pretty cool. Now I'll have to throw a close-up video on it on Patreon, so I'll do that. I'll throw a close-up video on Patreon for you guys. So check out my Patreon page. You can check it out, a closer look. But yeah, there it is. That's what I've done. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time on another video, another good morning with BATJAC J.W.